Hello, 1212. James.
Hello.
How are you?
Great. Yeah.
Very well.
Sweet.
Good.
As.
Test over.
Hello. Welcome to the Sundaypundits show, episode 67. Off screen we have Tin Ribs,
Bonjour.
who is now here. Hooray! Hooray!
Yes, he's now here.
And on camera, Stretch.
Hello.
So, I'll bring you
Start us off.
the form seal stat. The form seal stat. So what's that all about? So, if you've got your garage or whatever, or door, and you're drafty, or leaves are getting in, or anything, head over to formseal.co.uk. And if you like what you see and would like to place an order, send an email to sales@formseal.co.uk with the Sunday League Pundit show as a reference. We'll get 5% off your order. So the stat this week was that fascinated me that Leeds, 20 years since they last battered a team by 6 goals or more.
Yeah, but we've been battered a few times.
But the thing is, what surprised me about that was when he said it's the biggest win for 20 years. I was like, considering how often you batter teams, I was surprised.
You do have some dominant games. Like
Yeah.
you would sort of, or I would expect Leeds to sort of score 6 or 7. Not
Regularly.
regularly, but
enough.
more
don't have
regularly
the finishes.
than 20
We
years.
just don't have the finishes.
Yeah.
That's what you have for signing people like Bamford.
Yeah.
Although at least you've got a striker.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, we are currently in the process of trying to sign one.
Right, I think what we're going to do is...
Cue the music. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 67. So, shall we start off talking about your referee that you are happy with?
I would like to talk about Miles Lewis Skelly, if I may. Because, quite rightly, that red card was rescinded. Now, my issue was, Tin Ribs, when players surround the ref, or if players make a bad tackle, or if players do something wrong, they get yellow carded, so they get fined by the FA, they get fined by their team, and the potential of suspension. So when your referee has messed up that badly, then VAR has watched it 20,000 times and backed up that horrendously incorrect decision. Where's their fine? Where's their suspension? Where's their punishment?
Yeah,
Well,
but
somebody came out and said that because it's Michael Oliver and he is the top referee,
Bollocks!
the
Sorry.
VAR are scared to question his decision making.
That, to me, Tin Ribs, suggests that one of our officials is above the law of the game.
well, you know what I've been saying for a while? We need to start having them being able to be held to account because they're not.
And the thing is, we've said it before, that referees, we accept that they make a mistake. But the VAR's there to back them up, not to let them...
I don't think it's there to
Make the
back them up.
mistake.
I think it's there to enforce the correct rules of the game, and it's not doing that. It is currently just
But it
backing up
doesn't.
the official. And I don't think that's
Because
correct.
I believe it was because he thought he went down the Achilles, which is apparently... I didn't realise that that's an automatic red card going down the Achilles, although that happens a lot in games and I don't see many red cards.
And he didn't go down his Achilles, it actually went down his shin.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
It'll be interesting to see if that comes up at where they do the mic talk with Howard Webb and Michael Owen.
He'll just agree, won't he, because it's Michael Oliver.
No, because they
Michael
will
Oliver
discuss
can't
it.
possibly do
And
anything wrong.
but do you think they will actually share the audio of that particular
It would be,
incident?
It'd be interesting if they
Because everybody's going to want to hear the audio of that one just
did.
to
Everybody wants to hear that one.
see why.
Mainly because we know now that it was a completely wrong decision.
Yeah,
A bit like the Liverpool offside against Tottenham,
yeah.
when that was a clear goal.
Mm-hmm.
And completely messed up on.
Yeah, but they just
on the pitch.
confirmed the on-field decision because they didn't realise that they
They
thought
didn't
they'd
realise
given
what the
goal.
on-field decision was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's crazy. Personally, I think Michael Oliver should just be struck off, and then we won't have this problem.
But
He's
VAR
the worst
did get a
referee
decision.
possibly in fucking Europe.
VR did get his decision right in the Villa game, though. When Villa scored a goal, and one of the Villa players made a run round the back of all the players and went to block the defender's run,
Yeah.
but the ball was played to a completely different player,
Mm-hmm.
and then the ball crossed in, and then he scored from it. So that player wasn't in offside position, but the guy doing the run when the ball was played was in offside position, and then he made an impact on the defender. So I thought, you know what, fair play. They actually
You still
made the
impacted-
right decision.
Although
He
the
made
ball's
an
not coming
impact.
through to you, you're still impacting the result.
He had a
You're
massive
still
impact
impacting
on
the
it.
game. So I think that's the correct decision.
Bit like
Did you see it? Or did you not see it? You
bit
didn't see
like
it.
Chris Wood's one where Aaron Ramsdale made a shocking fumble of the ball, which was given as offside, thankfully. But I know we lost the game anyway, but
You
he
never
made
did,
a
did
play
you?
for the ball.
Southampton will have lost the game this season.
Hang on.
We've lost a few.
Did you know they won yesterday? I mean,
I did
We haven't
because-
mentioned it yet.
We haven't mentioned it yet.
I'm surprised because, you know,
Um,
when the moon is full and the stars align once in a blue moon and something miraculous happens, you'd think we'd talk about it more.
Yeah. I can wait.
Well,
Good things happen to those who wait. We've
We've
waited.
been waiting a fucking long time.
We've been waiting since the 18th of February 2023 for an away win in the
So-
Premier League.
You say that though, but let's be honest. The thing you're really waiting for is getting 3 points,
Yes.
not 2.
Right, well, let's talk about two games in particular from yesterday. Okay.
Okay.
We have to start with Leeds 7, Cardiff 0.
Yep.
I sent you a message partway through it. At 3-0, I sent
Yeah.
you a message saying Leeds need to be tested because something's going on here. I still wasn't expecting. I was expecting more goals because you were all over them.
Yeah.
7. It's not
The-
what I was expecting.
The one moment for me that made me laugh, like, I was with my partner and we were discussing. She was like asking how the football was going. I said, "Oh, we're absolutely smashing them.
She's still not bored of you.
It's amazing."
It's been over a week now. It's crazy.
And Joseph had just come on, and I said, "What we need now is a 6th goal and Joseph to score it, because the lad needs that sort of.
A goal.
He needs a goal. He was our best striker going in pre-season. He was scoring for fun. He was having a good, and then it's like the pressure got on top of him, and then he just disappeared. And he scored the odd goal here and there, but he hasn't. He just needs a goal. I looked away from the TV for about 20 seconds, and I turned around, and there he is hugging everyone. I'm like, please be the one who scored that goal.
And then Pirro got a second
Yeah.
in the 95th minute. I tell you what, mate. No complaints about Leeds yesterday.
No.
And you're single-handedly trying to wreck the fucking goal difference in the Championship. That's
Well-
for damn sure. Because your goal difference is plus 41.
Yeah.
Right. Second place Sheffield United, who have only lost 5. Let's go Burnley in third. They've only lost 2. Theirs is only 27.
They're
Yours
bloody
is
nil-nil
40.
Yeah, but can we
specialists.
so
Yeah, but Sheffield
we'll
United.
talk
okay.
about Burnley again in a minute.
Sheffield
Yeah.
United are 2 points behind you.
Yeah.
Right, their goal difference is plus 20. Yours is plus 41.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, the amount of goals you've scored in this season.
That's why I was
And how few
surprised.
you're conceding.
And we need a striker.
You've conceded 19 goals, which admittedly is...
Meslier has cost us at least
It's among
5.
the... I mean, you want Burnley's defence is what you want. They've conceded 9.
No, I want Burnley's goalkeeper,
Yeah.
because Trafford is decent. I also,
very,
but I
very
wouldn't
good.
mind of having Stokes keeper, or the one I actually wanted, who went to Sheffield United, Cooper. He was at Plymouth Argyle, really good goalkeeper. The problem is, you were saying, why don't we do this every week? That's how we play most weeks. The problem is, a lot of teams play very negative, and Burnley. I said this after our first game when we lost to him, and you can actually
Yeah.
go back. If I was a Burnley fan, I would go belt shopping, because I would rather hang myself from the top bunk than watch that shit every fucking week. It is negative football. It's dull as fuck to watch. I mean, who the fuck plays at home and goes, 11 men in the box, don't let them play?
Southgate. Oh, so is that rhetorical?
Well,
Yeah.
sort of.
That's
It's
right.
Parker. Literally, you watch the Leeds game. Every time we had the ball, they just packed everybody into the box. It is the most dull boring shit football you will ever watch. That's why they don't concede.
What
Because
minute was it? The first shot, was it 87th minute where Leeds had the first shot of the game?
The first clear-cut chance on goal was the one where Trafford had to tip it over. That was in the 88th, I think.
88th. Yeah, I said it was late. It was like
Eighth,
Burnley are playing every game for a 0-0. I mean, they drew 0-0 again yesterday.
They are boring as fuck. Seriously, I feel sorry for Burnley fans because if that is the shit I have to watch on a daily basis, I would go belt shopping because they are shit. They've got some great players, but fuck me,
shopping.
that negative
Couldn't
football.
you use the same one you use for your needle? No.
But if I'm in Burnley, yes. But no, it's just such dull football, and the fact that they're up there is a testament to the fact that somehow they get fucking goals because they are so fucking boring to watch.
It's just nicking the odd 1-0 win, isn't it?
Right, well, great game. Great result for Leeds. Congratulations to Leeds.
All I will say is, being a Leeds fan, this is why we need a striker. Because we're not prolific enough. And that is what we should be doing. You look at the games we play, 90% of our results should be that. Because that's how we play.
You're preaching to the choir because Arsenal should be doing that to every team we play against every week. But we don't have anyone that will score, let alone a fucking striker. Second game we have to talk about. Forest
Another
Brighton.
7-0.
7-0 again.
Oh, yeah.
And my man that's in my dream team,
And me.
Chris Wood,
And me.
getting a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Absolutely superb performance. Because I watched most of that game, actually. Because I was doing now, other than fit in the kitchen. And what a performance by Forest. Absolutely superb from start to finish. Brighton didn't show up,
You
don't
know
get me
what?
wrong.
I tell you what, Alanga is a baller as well.
He's a good player, isn't he?
Yeah.
The only
Good
thing I
player.
will say that surprised me about Brighton, and I'm going to put it entirely down to naivety, was that the manager didn't really make any major change. He didn't change anything. He kept the formation. He kept he kept everything how it was.
Yeah,
He didn't change anything. And it kind of reminds me of like when Bielsa was on his way out, and we were getting spanked 6-0, 5-0, so forth, so forth. It was that stubbornness of not moving. It's like, no, this will work, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, but we know other managers like that, don't we?
Yes.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
Ange Postecoglou, he sticks to his guns as well, doesn't he? Even when he's 2 men down against Chelsea and then gets spanked 4 or 5-0 or whatever it was by Jackson, who hadn't scored since he was about 16.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Certain
he got
managers are
booked
just
as
like that, aren't
he got booked as well. Did you see his booking? The
Who's that?
manager, Brighton's manager, he got booked because he was arguing that they didn't get a penalty for Welbeck, even though Welbeck just put his head back in it. The other guy's head.
Yeah,
there wasn't
yeah.
even a foul.
So it wasn't
Nobody
like
but
it,
even
but-
thought it was a penalty.
Even so, you're already like, fine, just leave it, mate. It's not worth the argument. It's definitely not worth a yellow card.
But they're really they're struggling a bit this season, Brighton.
They're not doing what you'd expect, because you expect Brighton to be in and around top 10,
And they are. They're
top
10.
9. Yeah, but they're not. They're not
No,
pushing
they
the
are.
sort of. I mean, that's 7-0. You just don't expect it, do you? You expect them
No.
to show up every week, and they did not show up against Forest at all. Anyway, let's move on to our special mention.
Late goal.
Macclesfield played a very, very hard-fought game against Hebburn Town, of which they probably should have lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hebburn Town were by far and away the better team. By far and away the better team. But they managed to get an equaliser in the 86th minute. So fair play, Matt.
Yeah.
Hold it back.
Well, that's
Have a
like,
quick look at the table.
like we've said a few times, if you're going to win a league, you have to get results even in the games you don't perform.
Yeah, of course. And Mac are now still in first, obviously. 73 points. And Guiseley are in second with a game in hand on 56. So, that's pretty much all done by the singing now, really. So, we have a very, very special game yesterday.
Which one?
Portman Road.
Portman Road. Yeah. We took the lead again.
I actually celebrated that when it came through on my phone.
Which one?
Southampton's first.
Yeah.
I was like, yay, finally.
It
scored
was
a goal.
it was one of them. It was like Aribo. It came off his shin, but he put the ball away. no real questions. Their keeper had a nightmare. I'm okay with it. But the equaliser, it was really sloppy defending.
Shocker. Wouldn't expect that from Southampton this season.
It was like
You've been so
the
good at
players
the
were just out of position. It left Bednarak exposed. He went for a challenge. Bednarak, he didn't. Delap got through on goal, and you know what? Fair play, he put
He
it
looks
away.
decent, you know. He does.
He
that
does
Delap.
look a decent player.
Looks decent. Because
I mean-
Arsenal were on about signing Evan Ferguson
Yeah.
a
Great
few
player.
days ago.
Great player.
I think he's alright, but I think I'd rather have Delap. I think Delap looks like a real
Yeah.
player, you know.
But the thing is, though, he's really
And
struggled
he's
at
only young
like
as well, isn't he? They're both
where he
young.
was at Hull. He wasn't scoring many in the Championship.
Ferguson can't even get to Brighton's team. They got beat 7-0.
Yeah. But it was pretty much an Ipswich onslaught. They had the most possession. It was very un-Southampton like. It was like Ipswich were more playing like the we play, you know, having more possession and doing nothing with it.
Yeah, possession doesn't mean anything though, does it? Let's be honest.
And then obviously we snatched. Suleimana came on and he changed the game a bit. I like the fact that he's given a role of being freedom. It's kind of like you go on a pitch and just run around and do what you want to do. Like no set position. It's like you're not left winger or whatever.
Certain
it's
players
like
need that though, don't they? To thrive.
yeah, he's a player that you just want to go on the pitch. Go right. You're up front. Just do what you want.
I imagine Bergkamp got them sort of instructions.
Yeah.
He's the sort of player that... And Scholes, Gerrard, I imagine they didn't get too many instructions.
You're
It
probably
was just go and
saying
do
that-
what you do.
You'd probably say that Odegaard's given that
Probably
role,
similar as well, yeah.
which is what you want from
Yeah,
a
yeah,
player.
of
You
course
do
it is.
need a player
if
like
you've got
that.
a creative player that's good, just do what you do.
Yeah,
Just get on with
De
it.
Bruyne, just go out there, do
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
basically, yeah.
do what you do.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done.
So he had the
Just
shot.
dropping
The keeper then parried it out, so it was poor. And Onuachu got another goal. Now that he got his first goal the other week, and now he's got another. And you know, we mentioned Joseph. He needed a goal. Onuachu needed a goal for Southampton. And I just hope that he doesn't get sold in this window, because I think
He looks
we need
decent
him.
as well, to be fair. He looks alright, he does.
But it was very much squeaky bum going into the last thing. I think I just went in the group and went, shh, we don't talk about
You
it.
did.
We
It's
don't
good.
talk about it. At that point, I was like, I was just watching.
I nearly
just going,
messaged Darryl and said, just bet on Saints for us for the last 5 minutes.
But no, it was good. It was very much needed. I think we're too far gone to any real possibility
No,
of
but you don't
staying
want
up.
the worst amount of
We
points,
don't want
do
the
you?
worst.
So
And
if you can
2
pick some
wins
points
seemed
up,
hard. Now it's just one more win. It's like, okay, this
you
might
think it's
actually be
doable 'cause
possible now.
You could hit a win somewhere, couldn't you? I
Yeah.
mean, look at Brighton.
3 draws will do it as well.
Yeah,
3 draws. That's definitely
possible.
Of course it is. You've had some decent games. We've said you've had some
Yeah.
really good games. Arsenal, Liverpool games. Saints were actually good.
Oh, trust me, I'd love to go out and say win 7 out of the next 10 games, and it'd be like, can he actually?
Yeah,
it.
I can't see that.
I can't see it happening, but
need to wake
it'd be
up and have your
pretty
Weetabix.
special if it did. It'd be the greatest escape ever, I think.
Next game.
Yeah,
Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 2. Scumbags. Salah, I mean, he's in my dream team, so he scored 2. So I was all right about it, but
I mean,
I'd still
most
rather my
people,
team suffered
most
and
people
they lost.
captained Salah this week. Did you?
I didn't know.
Oh,
Well,
Because
especially
I haven't
considering the
actually-
Everton game gets points.
I haven't
as
actually
well.
done anything on my fantasy football for about 4 or 5 weeks now. So no, I haven't.
Yeah.
But yeah, Liverpool won 2-0 against Bournemouth. Nobody really cares. Everton 4,
well,
Leicester
actually,
0.
you care because you need them to slip up.
Yeah, but they're not going to slip up against Bournemouth, are they? So
Bournemouth, decent team.
There'll
Most of
be
the time.
there'll be other times. They'll slip up against Chelsea, City, and Arsenal again.
Yeah.
So it's fine. We'll have plenty of time. Everton 4, Leicester 0.
Battered them.
Decore, Beto, and Ndai.
Yeah.
I love the fact that David Moyes has achieved more in 2 weeks than Sean Dyche did in 5
It
months.
says a lot, doesn't it? Really.
Well, it says exactly what I've been saying. Sean Dyche is shit. You've constantly tried to defend him. You defended him last week. The bloke is shit.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that bad.
No,
And
you
then
keep defending him, and
Moyes has come in and just sort of run with it completely.
Because Dyche is, I need 4 big hoofers at the back to go flump it forward to the big fucking guy up front who's just going to win the ball, and then we're just going to smash it
I don't
at
think
the
he's
back.
gravelly enough.
I was like, we're going to
There we go.
smash
There
the
we
ball
go.
forward, right? We're going to smash it forward, and then we're just going to hit and hope, fucking smash it forward. He's shit. He's incompetent.
He's a
I don't
typical
understand.
Burnley manager.
He's like a less skillful Tony Pulis.
Oh, wow.
He is more tactically inept than Tony Pulis, and I don't understand how everyone thought he was going to do something special.
That
I mean,
is-
when we
that is
needed
kick
a
in the
manager
dick.
badly, and everyone was going, "Oh, we're going to get Dyche," and I was like, "Please, fuck no." And then you're there going, "Oh, I think you should bring England manager." I'm just thinking, "Fuck me, no."
He'll still be better than Southgate. Newcastle 1, Fulham 2. I mean, we've said all season that Fulham are a decent side this season. Still wasn't expecting that. I still thought Newcastle would probably win it.
I think with how Newcastle have been playing lately, I think it was just a case of a matter of time before they had a bad result. They've had some fantastic results, like so far in the build-up. Isaac lost the chance to become like joint with Vardy last week. He didn't have a particularly good game this week. But they've got the League Cup semi-final on Wednesday, I dare say. Is it Wednesday? It is this week, isn't
like
it?
that. It is
It's
this
this
week.
They can rest all the big players for that
So-
because they've already won that.
Yeah, I don't think they have, but
I think they've clearly won that.
I definitely think there's maybe an eye on something else sort of scenario. They weren't at the races, but again, Fulham are a good side, and especially at home. Craven Cottage is a good place. So yeah.
And a result
I
yesterday
wasn't
that I definitely wasn't expecting. Wolves 2, Villa 0.
I think Wolves played them at the right time because they've just played a Champions League game. It's always tough. I think Villa, I think they're struggling quite a bit
But this is what I
this
This
season
is what
with.
I said to you. Was it not last week? The week before, where I said the problem we've got with teams like Villa that get into the Champions League, that the fans now expect them to like challenge for the Champions League next season, like to get into the Champions League places, and it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's harder
happen.
than that.
But it doesn't happen because take a look at the likes of Newcastle. Newcastle are now a bit lower because last season they were in the Champions League. Why? Because last season they went into the Champions League. They didn't do particularly well, let's be honest, in the old format as well. But Leicester did the same. Leicester got fucking relegated the year after. They went in the Champions League. They got relegated in the same year. And it's because teams that are consistently in the Champions League have a squad built for Champions League.
Yep.
Yeah.
Teams that get into it through a nice, they've had a good season. They get there. They haven't got the previous Champions League money to buy in that extra player. They haven't built a squad. They're still going on the whole, I have a team with a few backups. Let's look at Villa. They've got a good team. When you start going to squad depth, do they have squad depth? For a Premier League, yes. They've got a Premier League depth to be in the top 6. They do. The problem is, once you start adding that extra Premier League, Champions League on, have you got the quality in that depth? Can you literally go, here's a midfielder on the bench who is a like-for-like quality level to the one that's in my starting 11? No. The second you don't have equal quality, so for example, Man City take off a £90 million player and put a £90 million player on.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that people keep going on about how good Leeds are in the Championship, we're taking off the best winger in the league and putting on the best winger in the league. We have the 4 best wingers in the league. So we take 2 off and put 2 back on.
Yeah.
You take Dan James off, you're putting William Nonto on. You take Solomon off, you're putting Ramazani on. There's no let up. It's like, oh, thank God that fast winger's off. Fuck, there's another fast winger.
Yeah.
We've got
Makes
that
sense.
depth quality. On our wings, we have depth quality.
Yeah.
Those 4 can be on the pitch at any position. They could be the starter, they could be a reserve. It doesn't matter. They're all equal. Man City do
Makes a
that
big
across the
difference.
whole pitch.
Yeah, they do.
And that's why they do well in tournaments. Not this year, but as a rule, teams that do well in larger competitions, Champions League stuff, they've had the years and years of build up, the continuous influx of Champions League money. They have that quality to turn around and go, yeah, I've lost what a goal. I've lost this superstar striker, but then I'm going to put on a superstar striker.
Yeah.
Clubs like Villa will struggle in the league because they haven't got the players, the player depth, to deal with it.
I agree.
As we're on Villa, are you surprised that John Duran's moved?
Not for the amount they've been offered, no.
No.
He's a kid.
I'm surprised they want to sell him, but for the money they've been offered,
Oh,
anyone would have got rid of him.
incredible.
And it's
What's the kid on?
73 million or
300
something.
grand a week.
Oh, he's been offered.
300,
Oh, yeah.
325 grand a week.
He's been
Keep in
offered
mind,
something
if
stupid.
he's there 2 years, that's tax-free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at 21?
I think he's 22.
Okay.
I think.
He's still set for life,
But-
isn't he?
Yeah.
He just needs to go and spend 2 years in Saudi Arabia, earn
Yeah.
an absolute mint, and then he can play anywhere he wants
Yeah.
And not worry about it.
and never worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's... And the one thing Ronaldo said, and a lot of the time I think Ronaldo says a lot of things just to piss the FA off, but when
I'd
he
agree.
said that the Saudi League is better and more competitive than the French League, I'm inclined to agree with him.
It's probably getting that way now.
The Saudi League has some very good players in it. I mean, the one that amazed me was the fact that they gave Ronaldo the player of the tournament thing, and Mitrovic was just better than him. But
Yeah.
there was a little bit of bias and favouritism. So it is still corrupt. They are still picking the... So Ronaldo is the Saudis' version of Messi to FIFA.
Yeah.
But that's just... That's always going to happen. You're always going to have that little flavour of bias. But...
I was going to say, at the moment,
The Saudi-
Ronaldo is the biggest player over
Yeah,
there.
but the Saudi Football League has got some big names. Yes, it's a bit of a retirement league at the moment, but they are bringing in...
America started that way, though, and then they
America
started
did.
bringing up the younger players.
But now they
It
get...
just fizzled
they
out.
have some good players in the
might-
MLS.
Saudi's not going to fizzle out if they're paying people 350 grand a week.
Saudi will not fizzle out. Everyone was on about it fizzling out, a bit like the China League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The China League fell apart, but look
America
at Oscar.
fell apart.
Oscar sort of...
This might not.
I understand why Oscar went. It was a great opportunity to be an ambassador for a new league and make an absolute fuck ton of money in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Saudi League is requiring the same, but they're doing it... I don't think it's wrong that they're doing it. Like everyone's like, oh, they're splashing cash. Who gives a shit?
It's their cash to
That's
splash.
their cash. They're allowed to do it. Who cares? It's only because they can do it and we can't that there's an element
That's
of...
why there's an issue.
Of course it
Because
is,
they've got no
jealousy.
fair play over there.
But that
They
doesn't
can do what
affect
they
us though.
want.
They're now starting to generate that younger player now,
And
where
that's what I was
players
about
are
to get into.
thinking, like Tony, you wouldn't have thought he would have gone, but obviously he's gone for a hell of a lot of money to go over there, because he's 26, and does he will he still be considered for England because he's over in that league?
No. No.
I don't know.
Maybe he knows his bridges are burnt anyway.
He'll never
Maybe.
get back in the England squad.
But at the end of the day, if these guys want to go over there, earn an absolute fortune, their careers are short anyway. They can earn 4 years worth of wages in a year.
Oh, yeah. Easily. Duran would never have been offered that money over here.
No.
Anyway, I think what we're going to do is we're going to nip to break. So do you want to just give us a quick reminder?
Yeah, why not? So our episodes at the moment are brought to you by formseal.co.uk, where you can get 5% off your orders. They do a range of products for garage doors and industrial doors, to provide draft solutions to stop your leaves getting in or any unwanted
Somewhere, yeah.
debris. Yeah, get buying. Email sales@formseal.co.uk if you see something you like on the website. Remember to say you've come from Sunday League Pundit Show, and you'll get 5% off
Wonderful.
your order.
We shall see you beautiful people very shortly. Hello, and welcome back from the break. I was thinking,
Oh, don't.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
it did hurt a bit. I was thinking we're going to scrap the Who Am I, and I've got another thing for us to do where all three of us can be involved, rather than just the two of
Okay.
you,
Okay.
and me firing shit at you every week.
Okay.
Right, so
I'm okay with it ending.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
you pick a game. It does mean you win. You won by
I know.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
You pick a game from next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You pick a game from next Saturday, and I'll pick a game from next Saturday. We have to guess the score and a goal scorer,
Ooh, FA Cup.
and we get 3 points for each.
Yeah.
If you get the score you get 3 points. If you get the goal scorer, you get 3 points. But it's something that all three of us
Okay.
can join in because obviously we don't know
So,
what it is.
when we're doing this, do we go with a cheeky put on like a 50p each bet on it as well?
No, what we should do is put a chip. We'll all chip in a quid each.
Yeah.
Put a £3 accumulator on it all.
Yeah. There's no point guessing it and not actually putting it on
Yeah, I'm up for that.
I'm okay with it.
because that's just going to generate
Right.
Well,
money,
In
hopefully.
the spirit of the
if we do
FA
right.
Cup, I'm actually going to go with the Leeds game.
Well, we have got... Actually, what we could do this week
Yeah.
is we could go Arsenal-Newcastle. We could go Tottenham-Liverpool just because they're both semi-finals. And then take your...
We've got Coventry on Wednesday.
Okay.
What are you
Leeds
doing?
Coventry. So if we go... All right, well, let's do Leeds-Coventry then.
Okay.
So we've got Coventry v Leeds.
Mesley is due a clanger, so I'm going to go with 2-1 Leeds with Dan James to
So
score.
10 is 2-1 Dan James. Okay. Jim.
I'm going to go 3-0 Leeds with Pirro.
3-0 Leeds.
Yeah.
3-0 Pirro. I am going to go... I'm going to go 3-1 Leeds. And... Aronson to score. I think, and that's what I'm going to go with for that one. So we've all got Leeds to win, and a Leeds goal scorer. Right. So next one is Newcastle Arsenal. So 10.
Arsenal 1-0.
Who's scoring the one?
Gabriel.
Going for a corner.
Yep.
It's a pretty safe bet, isn't it? Okay, so Jim.
I'm going to go with... I think the pressure's going to be on, so I think it's going to be 3-0 Arsenal.
Okay.
And a goal scorer is going to be Havertz.
I was going to go for him as well. Right, I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal
With Havertz to score.
with Havertz to score.
Okay.
Right, so last game would be Liverpool top. 10.
As much as I hate to say this, Liverpool 2-0 Salah to score.
Number 2
I mean, I want Tottenham to actually do something, but I just don't feel they're going to.
with Salah to score.
Yeah.
That's a pretty safe bet as well. Jim,
I'm going to agree with a 2-0.
2-0.
But the goal scorer...
If you say
I'm
Nunes,
going
I'm going to laugh my ass.
No, I'm going to go... who's going to score? Gakpo.
Good shot, actually.
Gakpo.
He's on a bit of form, ain't he?
Right, I'm going to go 4-0 Liverpool, and I'm also going to go Salah to score. Because I think Spurs are absolute garbage right now. Okay, they've won today, but that's... Right, so basically, this time next week, we can all get points on this. And like I say, it's not just me just firing shit at you every week.
Yeah.
So,
quick question then, which ones are we putting on the bet? Because we've got 9 to choose from.
well, the only 2 that we're involved is the Leeds game. And, well, tell you what, we'll go with your 2-1 and Dan James for the Leeds game.
Yeah.
We'll go with my 2-0 and Havertz for the Arsenal game. And we'll go with your 2-0 and Gakpo for the Liverpool game.
Why not?
Yeah.
How's that?
Sounds like a good bet.
We'll go with you for yours, Mo with mine, and yours with the spare.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Fair enough. We'll send some money over to each other, and one of us will put that bet on. Probably me, because I've got the information in front of me. So it'll probably be easier for me to just stick that bet on. And then we'll come back next week and
See how that goes.
sort the points out. New game, something a little bit different, so I can join it. I felt a bit left out, you see,
Yeah.
when I was just firing
And it was a bit
questions at you all the time.
work generating it and stuff.
Wasn't going to go for the lazy angle, but yeah, you've hit me with the lazy angle.
Yeah, we're right. He's right though. It is the lazy angle.
I mean, we could always bring back Who Am I specials or something like that every now and again.
Oh, yeah,
where
of course.
we do a player each or whatever. We say, oh, let's bring it back for a week.
Yeah, of course we can. We can do whatever. Right. You could do it one week, or you could do it one week, like we've done before as well.
Just as a surprise.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Why not?
Because basically we can do what the hell we like. Right, so let's talk.
I was going to say, it's been a while since we've done a challenge, really.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Team picking.
Let's talk about some of the games that are happening today. In fact, they've just finished.
You know
today.
what? You need to actually talk about midweek games that we've not done as well, because obviously the Champions League came to an end, didn't it? Well, not an end, but
the league stage came to an end.
Yeah.
Man City scraped by.
I was a bit excited when Bruges were winning at half time.
I was very excited
Yeah.
when Bruges were winning to begin with, and I was thinking they're done. They're going to be out, and I'm happy about it.
I think overall, it was pretty standard. Liverpool rested a load of players, and they pretty much won the table anyway. I think they get favourable draws away first leg or something like that. Is it?
I think
something like that.
They did get a red card, so that's probably not.
Barcelona were pretty much there. We knew that Arsenal were. Inter, we said them. Atletico Madrid,
Villa, I don't think
Leverkusen.
we're ever really going to struggle against Celtic, to be fair. With all due
Lille.
respect to Celtic, they're not exactly
Lille,
the best, are they?
Lille got through, and Villa. I think Villa have done really well to actually get through to the knockouts as well, and it'll probably help them immensely, the fact that they've got 2 less games.
Yes.
So then we got...
Scraped through an 8th, didn't they?
We'll fly through it. Atlanta, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Real, sorry.
Real finishing 11th, that was a bit of a shock. And Bayern Munich 12th as well.
Milan, PSV, PSG, Benfica, Monaco, Brest, Feyenoord, Juventus, Celtic, Manchester City, Sporting, and Club Bruges were the teams that are going to compete in the playoffs. And you've got to say the draw of a playoff, it's got to be Real Madrid versus Manchester City, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, City are going to go out, aren't they?
I mean, one of the big teams are going to go out, I suppose.
You mean City are going to go out?
Maybe.
I think you'd have got bloody good odds if you'd have predicted that top 8, though, with Lille and Aston Villa in there, with Leverkusen and Inter, and Real Madrid and Bayern Munich not being there.
Yeah.
It's definitely shook things up.
It's definitely made things a lot more interesting, hasn't it?
Did you see the Europa League final table?
No, I haven't actually.
I was pleased for Rangers.
Yes, I was about
it was a late goal from, was it the Bode game? I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was the Bode Glimt game, because they were about, I think they were trying to push in.
Bode Nice. And Nice, Nice scored in the 74th, but then let Rangers, because they needed Man United to do them a favour as well, and they won 2-0 quite.
It's mad.
Can I just point out, right, that unbeaten in Europe, Man United.
Yeah.
Right. We'll go through that again. Unbeaten in Europe, Man United.
Yeah.
Currently,
let's say
13th in the Premier League.
Here you go. The
lost
only
11 games.
The only unbeaten
24.
team in the Europa League.
Yeah.
In fact, it could be as far as I think because Liverpool lost as well. I think they are the only unbeaten team in Europe.
You know what the interesting fact is? The only player that has been consistently changed in Europe for Man United is the goalkeeper.
Oh, that says a lot, doesn't it? Onana hasn't played in Europe.
Don't think he has. I'm pretty sure they've played the. I'm not even going to pretend to try and say his name. I'm pretty sure they've played the Turkish lad.
He's played 6 games this season. He's played the Europa League 1, 2.
By India.
He played in the
Altai by India.
Yeah, he played in the FA Cup and the EFL Cup. So he's only played the last 2 games in Europe.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
that would have been a nice, interesting thing if it was like.
He's been the EFL keeper. Basically, he's played the League Cup.
Yeah.
And he played the FA Cup, and now he started playing the Europa League as well. Well, he had a cracking game against Arsenal in the FA Cup.
Why?
Just stats,
Why?
mate, just stats.
Why?
Was
He
there
just
any
did.
need-
We were talking about him, so I thought I'd mention his best
Oh, I
game.
bet you fucking did. Oh, yeah. Oh, just bring up this one to make him feel like a twat because Arteta's a fucking knob. Oh, thanks, Jim. Appreciate that.
No worries.
We'll be back next week without Jim. Yeah, you've fucking upset me now. I don't want to carry on anymore.
If only it was that easy, you would have done this weeks ago.
What a prick!
Wow.
Oh
Love
God, yeah, that was shit. Yeah, to be fair, he had a storming game against Arsenal, didn't he? And he's had some good games in Europe. To be fair,
Yeah,
so he's showing that he's a useful goalkeeper. To be fair, maybe even get the odd Premier League game.
Well, I was actually watching the Man United
They're
game.
13th. What they've got to fucking lose at this point?
Yeah. Well, I was watching the Man United game in the pub. We went for a drink after work.
Fucking alcohol.
I won't lie. Man United looked really good on Thursday.
I tell you what, De
And then they
Gea says
go
he'll
and play
come back.
Absolutely shit.
Yeah, but have you seen him in the Premier League? It's like they've never seen
I know,
football.
yeah. I just don't get it.
It's shocking.
In Europe, that Thursday night, they looked brilliant.
I did watch parts of it, actually. They did look quite good.
And then they just, I don't know. It's just like,
What happens then in the Premier League? What is it about? I mean, is it the opponents? Because the opponents in that particular European competition are not great. Because,
possibly.
let's face it, Rangers are not finishing 8th in the Premier League, are they? So, for them to finish 8th or whatever it was in the European League shows the standard isn't as high. So maybe that's just what it is. The standard of opponents are just not as good. And that's why they're looking better. Because Amorim, like, I was a little bit jealous of United when they signed Amorim because of what he's been doing in Europe has been phenomenal. And I'm like, they've actually gone out and they've made a decision. We need a new manager. We need to make that fucking same decision, and we're not, which is really frustrating. Because I don't know if I've mentioned it on this podcast, but I don't think Arteta's good enough. I think he's fucking useless. So I'd like us to start making some different. And have you seen? This is Arsenal all over. This is right. We get to 2 days before the transfer window shuts, and Arsenal go, I know, we'll chuck 60 million at Watkins. Firstly, you know you're not getting him for 60 million. They've just sold their other fucking striker for 70 somewhere. And secondly, there's 2 days left. You know that's not going through.
No,
So
that was Wednesday when they made that offer.
Yeah.
It's
That was
bullshit.
5 days left.
There's no way that deal was going to go through. That is to make Arsenal fans think, or they assume they're going to make Arsenal fans think, oh, they're trying to get a striker. They're not trying to get a striker. That's just done for fucking show. There was no way that deal was.
No, they've been
ever
trying to
getting
get
done.
that same guy who turned him down in the summer. I can't think who he plays
Well,
with.
you've got who's turned us down. You've got Sesko, you've got Vlahovic, and you've got the one from Porto whose name escapes me at the moment. What's his
I
fucking
think
name?
that's the one I'm on about. There was one that they tried to sign in the summer. And he turned him down.
Gorka.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not him. They tried to sign someone in the summer, and he chose to stay at the club that he's at.
Are you on about that Williams from Atletico? Because
No.
he turned us down in the summer. Stayed at Atletico.
I can't think of his name, but they tried again for him, and he just said, "No, I'm not interested."
Mateus Tell. is on radars as well. I think he's at Pioneer.
He's just turned down.
just turned down Spurs.
Danny
After Levy
he's like, they
flew
agree.
out to
Levy
Germany
flies
to
out to
sign
speak
him.
to him, and then he's like, nah,
He's
right.
like, yeah, okay. And they agreed a fee, and Tell's like, yeah, okay. They agreed a wage. He's like, yeah, okay. Daniel Levy flew out, and he went, no thanks.
Levy
Well,
out.
We're not saying you're a twat or anything, but I think what he's done is he's met you and gone, that guy's a twat, and I'm not signing for them.
Yeah, he's gone in, then he's like, right, so just to let you know, we don't have absolutely no ambition. We don't plan to win anything. We don't want to win anything. And, yeah.
It's
Will
bad,
you be happy if you got Cunha?
yes,
Yeah.
I think he's a great player.
Think he'll go?
No, not to
Think
Arsenal.
he'll stay at Wolves?
I don't think he'll go to Arsenal. I don't think we'll bid enough
Yeah.
because we never do.
There are other suitors, so.
Yeah. I think.
Who's going to want to play for Arsenal right now?
I find it interesting that Forest want him.
Mm.
Speaking of Forest, there's one guy that I would sign right now,
Chris Wood.
100%.
Yeah, he's great. I've been praising him since he was
Because
at
I
Leeds.
think
I don't think he would
I don't think
thrive at Arsenal.
the amount of crosses we put into the box right now, you don't think
He'd
Chris would?
eat them up.
He would
You reckon?
absolutely smash
Yeah.
the shit out of teams at
He'd
Arsenal.
hold
I
the
don't
ball.
think
He'd hold the
he's-
ball up.
For the next 3 years, that guy would be fucking unplayable at Arsenal.
No one in the Arsenal team holds the ball up. He would.
I
There's
just,
no one on
Yes,
crosses.
they do. All of our fucking midfielders. They do nothing but hold the fucking ball up. And the two centre-backs, they fuck about for hours on end as well. It's really exciting to watch it as.
I think Arsenal would sign him, and he'd probably Arteta would put him on the bench and play Havertz.
He wouldn't. But what he'd do is he'd play him defensive midfielder so he could keep putting fucking Party at right back. Honestly. I don't understand how Arteta's still employed. I don't get how he still has a fucking job.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Although I'm very, very pleased that Lewis Skelly is likely to be playing against City today. Oh, no,
Likely he is.
They've done the actual teams,
Yeah,
haven't they? Yeah,
we
so
did
he is
that.
in the-
We spoke about
I'm
that
very
an hour
happy
ago.
that Lewis Skelly is in the squad because
Yeah.
I think he's a great talent, great player. I love the kid. I think he's absolutely brilliant. And I want to see more of him and not less. So I'm glad they've overturned that red card, which was pathetic, and that he's allowed to play because I think he's great. I like Calafiori, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good player. But he's not ours, is he? He's not ours. Lewis Skelly's ours. He's one of us. And everybody, like you yourself, you'd prefer somebody to come through the Leeds Academy. Yeah. If you've got two players and you look at them both going, it's 50-50 between these two, who do I put on? You've got one that was born and raised in Leeds and one that was born and raised in Hoffenheim. Who are you picking? It's going to be the Leeds guy, isn't it? Because the fans are going to automatically pick him up straight away. Now, if he makes a mistake, the fans are going to go, come on, go on. Hoffenheim makes a mistake. It's going to be on the back a bit quicker, aren't
Yeah,
we?
we can actually... We did that. Because that's where we got Rutter from. And he got abused for not being very good in the first season.
Did he actually come from Hoffenheim?
Yeah.
Oh, that was just a random thing. That's quite good. He was a great player as well, right? Just had to
First
point
season he
out.
wasn't.
Was he not?
No, he was like a deer in headlights and got absolutely murdered. And the fans hated him.
Oh, that reminds me of a Boué when we first signed a Boué. He got subbed on and then subbed off in the same game and got booed on his way off. That's how bad his first game was.
Yeah, he unfortunately wasn't. He had a bad start, and then a lot of fans were moaning. But what always makes me laugh is they always talked about 36 million, waste of money. It's like, we've paid 29. The rest is in bonuses. Yeah, but 36... We haven't paid 36 fucking million.
Yeah, nobody listens to
I
that
hate
shit.
when
They
people do that.
just-
Oh, it's a record transfer sale at 36 million. But if bonuses go ahead.
If it's all
And
met.
it's like, but it wasn't all met. So when we sold him for 40 and people are going, we only made 4 million on him. No, we didn't. We probably paid a few million in bonuses for appearances because he had a good season with us and probably some bits and bobs.
Yeah.
But I would probably say we probably paid about 32 million for him, so we made 8 million off him.
I mean, it's not too shabby, is it? Certainly in the Championship to be making 8 million off players pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that, can you? I mean, look at Brighton. They buy players for 8 million and sell them for 30. So,
Yeah.
you
I mean,
know, you
to be
could-
fair,
you could-
if we
I
do
mean,
not-
look at that kid that you've got. Is it Japanese or Chinese or something?
Oh, the Japanese. Yeah, I was about to say Tanaka.
You didn't pay a lot for it.
3.2 million.
What a player
I
he
am
is, by
telling
the
you
way.
now, he walks into anyone in mid-table Premier
So,
League team. anyone.
nobody can tell me that you making 8 million is not worth it. Because he cost you less than half of your profit.
And he's brilliant. A phenomenal player.
Brilliant.
I probably would say...
I actually really enjoy watching him play football.
He's probably the best player in our team.
I don't know if I'd get that far because I don't watch enough of him to make that sort of comment. But I think he looks great every time I watch him.
Yeah.
And I certainly wouldn't be disappointed if he was in my team in the Championship. That's for damn sure. Because I think he's a really, really good player. Bamford's still there? You still got Bamford?
Unfortunately.
Oh, you must be thrilled about that then.
Well, there's loads of rumours of like clubs like Wrexham wanted him, and I'm like, please go, please.
Wrexham have just signed Jay Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Wow. They must be chucking money at that because there's no way you get down there for nothing.
He's like 36, 35, 36 now, and he's never really been prolific.
No.
He had that one season where he did his
phenomenal.
ACL, and then, but
the
the season before he scored like 2 goals in 30 Premier League appearances.
He wasn't particularly good.
Then he scored 14 goals, did his ACL, and then he did another season where he scored 6 goals, and then another season where he got 1, and he was doing the same at Burnley. He just doesn't score enough goals.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's going somewhere that's more his level then.
Probably. I would like someone like Wrexham, Blackburn would show interest in Bamford. Just one of these clubs to show enough interest that they'll pay his wages and we can just take him off the books. I'm not even interested in a fee. I'd be like, mutual agreement, we'll terminate your contract, just go. Just go. I'll drive him myself. I will drive up to Leeds, pick him up and drive him anywhere in the country.
I tell you what, we've gone wrong. Everything that we're doing in this window tells you everything went wrong in the summer because basically we obviously bought that Ben Brereton Diaz. He's now on loan.
Yeah, and your other striker we're trying to buy off you right now.
Cameron Archer.
Yeah.
Right, well, Arsenal was short of midfielders.
Yeah.
We sold Smith Rowe and sent Fabio Vieira out on loan.
Yeah.
Then we were short of midfielders. Make it make sense. Because it doesn't to me. None of it makes sense to me. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. I'm sure I had some information tucked away somewhere.
But I think that just goes to show that the recruitment went all wrong. So now it's like, let's get the minutes in the Championship because that's where they're going to be playing next season.
So we had a couple of rumours this week. And in all fairness, I'd have taken any of them.
Well, can we go with Marcus Rashford is joining Aston Villa until the end of the season?
I think that's a good signing.
I think that's a cracking signing for Villa. Because I genuinely think he's a great player. I just think he needs the right environment.
I think he's got a shit attitude and he'll destroy any club he goes into.
We don't know that, though,
we don't know. Because obviously De Gea's come out and said that he left United because of a particular player. But it's unnamed player.
It's always going to be unnamed, though, isn't it? Until he brings out a book in a few years.
Yeah.
And then he'll name it all in his book.
Buy my book and I'll tell you who it was.
Yeah, and he said he would go back to United if said player leaves.
Yeah.
Well, we'll know if he goes back then, won't we?
No, because the people at Manchester United need to want him back.
He's far better than anything they've got today.
He's still one of the best goalkeepers in Europe.
I was going to say, I think they would take him back. But it's like, what player is it? Is it Rashford? Is it Bruno Fernandes?
I think it is one of those two.
Or is
I genuinely think it's one of those two. It is either Fernandes or Rashford.
I would say it's quite likely that it's one of them two.
Though the fact that Rashford has been the one that Ten Hag isolated and now Amarin's isolated Rashford, I think it's Rashford. I genuinely do. I think don't get me wrong, what he did with the whole social justice for kids thing, getting them fit meals and stuff, I think that was very good of him. But
he should have got back into football after that, though.
But once he did that, it's like football wasn't an issue for him. It's like,
no,
I'm just going to let Man United pay my wages while I virtue signal the life out of things. And instead of looking like a hero, he's looked a bit like a twat, to be honest. Let's be honest.
I've got a question for you both.
I think obviously Garnacho must have had started to get too big for his boots, and he's put him in his place because he's come back into the fold now, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he's obviously done something to upset people and
come across a stat this week.
Yeah.
There was one player who played for 16 years in the top flights, 567 matches, never been carded. Any ideas? Bearing in mind I said top flight, not Premier League.
I know.
So he covered 16 years and played 567 games, never received a booking.
It's something like Gary Lineker or something like that.
Okay, got any guesses?
I do know it. I just can't remember who it was.
I'm going with someone like Gatti or Xavier Alonso or something.
It is Gary Lineker.
Yeah.
567 games and never got booked.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? That's absolutely insane.
That's just sweet talking the ref. But he was a goal poacher, wasn't he?
He was a goal poacher.
So he didn't need to.
Ian Wright was a goal poacher. He still got loads of shit though, didn't he? He was always getting booked. So it's like it is possible to be a poacher and still be a bellend, but like you can't not love Ian Wright, can you? He was just great.
I think Roy Keane never got booked. He just got sent off.
Straight to the red, bit like Patrick Vieira,
Yeah.
isn't it? Just skip the yellows. Just make me walk. It's fine. I'll just go.
For some players, I think it's impossible to not get booked.
I'd agree. Xhaka being the one that springs to mind fairly recently for Arsenal. Constantly getting pissing booked. It was really annoying.
Yeah.
Did you just have a notification?
Yes.
No,
Of some description.
it just pinged up in my ears.
Oh, I didn't see what it was, but yeah. There was something that came up.
So do you foresee any transfer deadline day stuff? Because like I say, there was a lot of talk in the Leeds camp.
I don't foresee anything for Arsenal. I
think ours will be loans out.
I think you need a plug. Just to stop the sinking.
Well, they're saying with West Ham signing Ferguson that Ings might go back to Southampton, which is quite hinging.
That might be quite good for Southampton,
Which
to be fair.
hinges on the Cameron Archer thing, because at the start of the week we were linked with Iheanacho, the former Man City Leicester.
Yeah.
But that was a
He's a
link.
decent player.
Yeah, I would have took him, to be honest, but apparently
Of course you would, because you fucking hate Bamford.
Yes.
You'd have definitely taken it.
But apparently that was all like news being generated to try and. Then there was apparently a lot of interest in Matt Targett, and I would have took him because we need a left back.
He's a good player.
But apparently that wasn't the. Apparently it baffled our hierarchy when it was brought up, because they were saying we've considered him, but he's not a target, like a January target.
Yeah.
He might be a summer target, but he's not a January target. But they have admitted and made, because they've spoke to Matt Targett and Newcastle,
Yeah.
but not sort of like, here's an offer, this is what we're after. It's sort of a, if we were in the summer to come and speak to you, would you be interested sort of conversation. But apparently we've already made a 15 million bid for Archer, turned down. But they're saying that is our target. Cameron Archer is our number one target.
Well,
I
Arsenal-
don't know if you can sign him.
Why not?
He might have, because there was a big debate of the fact that he's already, because obviously Villa have bought him and then sold him to us, and you can only transfer so many times,
No,
can't
can
you?
only play for, is it two teams in one season?
No idea. But what a whore. What a whore. Shifting himself about the
I'm
country
sure it's
like
something
that.
like you can only.
I think you're probably
play
right.
for
Actually,
two
I
teams,
think you
because
can
of-
transfer as many times as you want, don't you? But it just depends on how many teams you play for.
Yeah, I think it's the teams you've played for. So if you'd have played for Villa, then played for Southampton, we could probably still sign him, but we wouldn't be able to play him.
Yeah, it'd be
I'm
done
sure
until
it's
the end of
something
the
like
season.
that.
Arsenal have made a signing. I don't know if you've heard. It's not a January signing, though. We've signed somebody that's not coming to us till the summer.
Okay.
And that's Arteta's mate, the Spanish Zubamendi.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be getting him in the summer. And if he's anything like Marino, he can fuck off and stay where he
He's a
is.
striker.
He's
No, he's a midfielder.
Of course he's a midfielder, so we have a fucking sign.
I know, that's why I was taking the piss.
He's probably going to end up at right back as well.
Why not in goal?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'd take him in goal at the minute because
be
Raya's gone
fair,
back to last season's
I
Raya.
would take Danny Ings back as long as it's only a loan because his wages are just too
Yeah.
high.
And
Decent
you,
player,
and you
though.
can't afford him in the Championship, let's be honest.
It was one of them. He's left. He could have been a hero there, but he left for money, and you know.
You can't blame him, though, because I
No.
bet he left for thousands more a week.
Oh, the ship's sinking. Do you want more money? Yes.
I mean, it's like
I'd have gone.
it's
I'd have
like Ward Prowse. He's not even playing anymore, really. I'd say that.
I forgot he was a thing, actually, I'll be honest. I completely forgot all about him, and he was in the England setup
Yeah.
as well. at
I do
one
like
point.
how many of the Southampton players have already been linked with other clubs and stuff. It's like they're already thinking. It's like everyone's just gone. So what's
Yeah,
for
but
the
the thing
pickings?
is, right, is that Southampton team have been fucking torn to pieces. Do you want any of them?
Yeah, it's 1 or 2 I'd take.
There's one in that squad that's worth taking.
3.
One.
I will argue
No.
3.
You're gonna.
Give me your 3.
I bet he can give me the 3.
It's gonna. One will be Aaron Ramsdale.
Correct.
The other one will be Kyle Walker-Peters,
Correct.
and possibly Taylor Alba-Bellis.
No.
Nope.
No,
Dibbling.
That's the
Dibbling.
only one that I'd go for.
Dibbling.
They're
Yeah.
the 3. If you said to me,
Yeah.
you can take any players from Southampton, and I actually probably would consider Harwood Bellis to be fair.
Devlin is the
But-
only one I'd take. I mean, granted, I would have Ramsdale over Raya in a fucking heartbeat. We both know that.
But that's not going to happen.
But it's
You know
never
it's
going to
not, yeah.
happen, so there's no point in me picking Ramsdale.
Yeah.
But we all know that I would have Ramsdale even now over
Yeah.
Raya
Yeah.
because I just think he's a far better goalkeeper than David Raya. I think his distribution's better as well, which is apparently the reason we've got
Yeah.
David Raya in the first place. Right, I think what we're going to do, boys, is we're going to wrap it up this week.
Yep.
We'll just have the 2 parts because we started a little bit late and the Arsenal game's about to kick off in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, we
so-
won't talk about our lives this week.
No, because
We'll
we're
talk about it
fucking
next
boring
week.
people anyway, to be
Yeah.
fair. But
Yeah.
we'll be back and chew your ears off next week, no problem. As long as we can get here on time. Somebody being late, I think. Somebody was late.
A little bit late.
Tin Ribs
Yes.
was late again. He has a fucking fun with traffic, he does. Right, so thank you very much for joining us. And one last quick reminder.
Yeah, so this week's episode was brought to you by formseal.co.uk. So if you have any needs to seal up your garage doors, industrial doors, or sealing solutions, head over to formseal.co.uk. But make sure that should you want to make an order, make sure to email sales@formseal.co.uk. Remember to quote Sunday League Pundits, and we'll get you 5% off.
Wonderful. We shall see you beautiful people next week.